Hey Opties! Today we're looking at domain and range, and we're going to do some practice. Some practice given equations and some practice given some graphs. Let's take a look at some domain practice with number 1. It says find the domain of the following function, and we are given the equation y equals 3x squared minus 5. Okay, so this is a quadratic. That's the function family, and we know that because 2 is the highest exponent. Now here's a general shape of a quadratic that's positive. It's going to be pointing upward, and it's a U. So notice your arrows go on for forever in the left and right direction. Now it looks kind of like it's going up because it is, but if you think about it, if you're going up, you're still tilted out and you're eventually going to be going out left and right for forever. So the domain of any quadratic is always all real numbers. So let's write that 3 different ways. We can just write the words all real numbers. We can write our special symbol, which means the same thing, so an R with 2 sticks. And we can write it in interval notation. So negative infinity, this negative infinity is referring to this arrow because it's on the left. This arrow is pointing towards our negative x values. And then we have a positive infinity, and that's pointing towards our positive x values, and that goes with this arrow. So left, right. Now remember, we're always using parentheses with infinity symbols because infinity is not a number. We can't actually ever reach it. It's just an idea. Number 2, find the domain of the following function, and we are given a graph with 1 point given. The point is kind of the starting point, and we see that this is the shape of an angry eyebrow or an arrow shooting into the distance. Pew! So this is a square root function. So let's make a note. This is a square root function. This is a danger zone piece. So if we have the square root of x per se, x has to be greater than or equal to 0. So it can't be negative. Now let's take a look. Our earliest x value is a 1. So it's already greater than or equal to 0. So we're not having any funky danger zones. So let's just think about how we're going to write this. We are starting at 1 as the most left number, or the smallest x value we have. So if we're going to write that in interval notation, we start at 1 and we're including that number, so we're going to do a bracket. And then you see our arrow goes to the right. So that means we're going to go on to infinity and beyond. To infinity and beyond. You know what that's from, right? That's Toy Story. And it's Buzz Lightyear. So awesome, I know. So let's also write this as an inequality. Remember, domain is our x values, so it's going to be x and then some sort of inequality symbol with a number. So x is going to be greater than or equal to 1. It's starting at 1, so you're including that with the or equal to, and then it's going to go forever. So it's greater than that. That's it for that one. Number 3, find the range of the following function. So we're on to range now, and we're given the equation y is negative 2x cubed plus 3. Now, if you remember, any cubic function does not have any restrictions with a domain or a range, because here's the general shape of a cubic. Remember, it's our Superman curve. So we have arrows pointing left and right and up and down. I mean, there's only 2 arrows, right? But this guy is left and down, and this guy is right and up. So Domain and range are both all real numbers, and we're talking about range here, so let's write all real numbers. It's going for all the negative y values and all of the positive y values. And we'll say our special symbol, so that R with two sticks, and we can write it in interval notation. So negative infinity to positive infinity. And remember, these are y's, not x's. So the x and y interval notation for negative infinity to positive infinity, aka no restrictions, is the same, but you just need to know that for domain it's our x's and for range it's our y's. Number 4, find the range of the following function. We are given a graph and it has one point drawn for us. We can see that this is a graph of a quadratic because it's the shape of a parabola. It's a hill, right? Our arrows are pointing down. So it shows us we're going lowest at negative infinity. Down on the y is going towards negative numbers, and that's getting to the smallest. So we're starting in our interval notation with negative infinity. Our second number will show the biggest we get. So what's the biggest y value we have? That's a -2. And it's included, so we'll put a square bracket. We can also write this as an inequality. So we know it's going to be something with a y. It's going downward. So y has got to be less than or equal to -2. Because it's always getting smaller than this biggest guy it's got, this biggest y value, which is -2. All right, that's it for domain and range practice. See y'all next time.